potentially pull back to some deeper targets. And I want to cover what pressures outside of crypto that I'm seeing that are definitely not giving any guarantees of more downside, but it simply gives me more conviction that I believe there are higher probabilities that lower targets will be hit. I'm keeping the same targets, but the probability that my downside targets will be, price will give a stab at them, it is simply increasing. And I want to show you some of that and what it means for your altcoins. How low are your altcoins going to go? What might be considered a good entry? What would you in general be looking for? And so those are the main things that I want to cover in this live stream here. I will probably give some attention to some super chats, and if I have any long-term members asking questions, members of the YouTube community, because I can see the emblems next to your name, we'll go ahead and cover some of those as well. So with no further ado, let's jump right into some Bitcoin price action. So pull up your panties, put the bong down, let's go get some Bitcoin. All right, downside targets. And you might want to ask, well, what do you mean bull market over? This is a 4-year cycle is the backside of this vertical line, and the front side is the 4-year cycle ends 3 to 4 months early. So this is just a reminder for myself. I need to be prepared to sell all of my crypto. At least have my limit sells up above price set minimum. I need to be ready to leave crypto, at least poised, not actually doing it in that moment, like price, just time and I sell everything now. No, it's just I need to be ready. And this is my reminder not to get intoxicated by green candles. This is my sobriety box to remind me, hey, I've already met my financial goals in crypto. I can pay off which are for me, is pay off the rest of my mortgage and fund a traditional finance account with, I don't know, 40, 50K. Those are my goals. But once I meet my goals and price is in here without this box, I might say, hey, everything's going up. What if I double it one more time? And that's how you get yourself into trouble. So, and that's getting intoxicated by green candles. And so on this topic, and what I'm about to say, I'm telling you, if you are not a part of this community and you haven't heard me on stream or videos ever, what I'm about to say is perhaps the most important thing you've ever heard out of any YouTuber's mouth related to crypto. And for everybody else who you've already heard me say this 1,000 times, here's 1,001 times because you need it. If you are not practicing hitting the sell button, even if it's $2 of your favorite coin, it doesn't matter. If you are not hitting the sell button once a week, or at least placing limit sells in that end up getting hit once a week, not your whole bag, I'm saying the psychology of selling. If you are not doing that now, you are going to leave so much money on the table, and you are not going to do as well as you otherwise would have had you established yourself as being emotionally conditioned to selling. It is very similar. So for new people, and I'm telling you, that is probably the most important thing you've ever heard. If you're new to crypto or new to my channel, like this, that could be the most important thing you've ever heard in crypto. Especially true if you've never been through a bull market. If you're in crypto and you're new-ish and you've never been through a bull market, that is the most important thing you've ever heard. Second most important thing you would ever hear for anybody new is, and then I'll get to not for new people, for people new crypto. If you want to learn leverage, for new people, don't do this. Here's why. If you're new, don't try to learn leverage now, because what I'm about to say is true. It is true. If you start off with $100 Or if you start off with $10,000 funding a futures account where you can do leverage 2x, 100x. Oh, why not do 150x? Because you'll get liquidated in 1 second. If you try to begin learning futures with both of these amounts, you will have the same result. It will go to zero. I took something like $200 and I more than 10x'd it 5 times when I was first trying to learn how to trade futures. Lost it all each time. If you are trying to if you are new to crypto, futures is the best way to make the amount that you put in go to zero, not on your first trade, but maybe on your first trade if you totally don't know what you're doing. But that might be the second most important thing you will ever hear on YouTube if you have never been through a bull market and you're new. All right, so I would like to start off more of my streams catering to people who might be new to my channel or new people, or just a fantastic reminder for all y'all out there as we start getting intoxicated with green candles later on. Very important, those two things, because, you know, it's so, the market is so easy to play when everything's up. Only if you know how to sell. If you know how to sell, it's very easy. And then you get more confident saying, hey, I can increase this by doing leverage. Even though I've never done it before, I'm a genius because everything's up. I feel like a genius. You will feel like a genius. You could have a chimpanzee pick your altcoins and you'll 10x. Easy. Very easy. Unless you don't sell. But it's very easy to get inside of those mental traps, aka green candle intoxication. I kind of like how that made up word sounds. Intoxication. Timification, intoxication. Here we go. All right, so you just got timified worldwide. Let's move on to Bitcoin. All right. Okay. This chart really doesn't show downside targets. That's my super mega long term. So this is my super macro mega chart. Goes all the way back when Bitcoin was $2-ish, something like that. Just note that the blue line was always support for 12 years. This line was never touched again after it went above from $14 until this bear market at 20K. It hit almost exactly coming down at 20K. And we are battling to get above this line, a line that Bitcoin had not touched since $14. So just realize that is what this chart is telling us. And it kind of means Bitcoin hasn't even started getting hot yet. If it is a 4-year cycle and it simply stays on this line and ends in November, if it hits exactly at the line, that's 200,000. If it barely goes above it, barely, it's already on pace for 200,000 if there's a 4-year cycle. If it goes down and goes barely above it like that and then crashes, that is still $250,000. Bitcoin is on pace to hit 200,000 at the bare minimum, just so you know. It is on pace. If there's a 4-year cycle. If. That is the big if. There is not a guarantee about that. So bare minimum, if 4-year cycle, 200K. And actually, it would be hard for Bitcoin to only hit 200K because it's already on pace. It literally just means it slides up this bizach. That's all Bitcoin does. Does Bitcoin move like, no, Bitcoin doesn't move like that. Bitcoin moves like this and this. Like, you don't see it just going like that. That's why 200K at the absolute bare minimum, unless the 4-year cycle is broken early. All right. And to review for everybody, just so you don't, so if Bitcoin is around $250,000 and it's closer to, it's summer or late, so this is July 1st or later, you need to be prepared for the end to be close. So please don't forget this. And I'm prepared for it to end earlier, but I think we're going to see a big move up first and then maybe hit this line at 300,000, something like that. I think if it's going to end early, it's not going to be a rounded top. I think it should be a pretty hot move. All right. But the reason why $500,000 is a real target, I'm telling you, it is a real target only if there's a 4-year cycle. 500K ain't going to happen if it's not a 4-year cycle. Because what used to be support forever, fall all the way down, bounce, fall all the way down, bounce, fall to it again, bounce. If you used to bounce on something, then go below it, you almost always come up to touch it. Almost always. Doesn't matter if it's the price of oil, black market testicles, or Bitcoin. It likes to come back up to hit it. Previous support becomes usually future resistance. So why won't that blue line be hit? Doesn't that look completely normal? It looks completely normal. Let's say let's say not a 4-year cycle. Let's say it ends here, even before my box, which could easily happen, especially if we don't get a pullback here. That might be what happens. But I mean, just look how natural that looks. And zoom out. Does that look out of place? No. You're still getting diminished returns. Just like that. It's a higher high, but not as aggressive. You go over the top, the first line down, and then the third line down. So you're hitting a lower target each time, diminishing returns, and the price target of that before a 4-year cycle is over 300K. It's $350,000 if it hits that blue line early. And if it hits that blue line at the 4-year cycle, that is going to be almost exactly $500,000, which is weird. Like, it just perfectly aligns. If it does use that as resistance at the exact end, like the parabolic move goes up to it at the 4-year cycle in November, it will be $500,000. It will be, because that line is $500,000 in November. So I don't know how people are calling for 150K Bitcoin. You can see clearly, if it's a 4-year cycle, it will be above there. So the only way that it tops out at 150K or 180 is if it's less than a 4-year cycle. That's the only way it's going to happen. Minus black or a black swan event. Something completely unexpected that totally jolts the market. So that's our plans for Bitcoin. Don't get intoxicated. Have sobriety boxes of your own. Just don't get caught up in green candles, everybody. Okay. Sobriety box. All right, now my downside targets. This chart is not very good for downside targets. It's good for just general understanding of what is Bitcoin doing in general right now. But I have two other charts for different time frames of Bitcoin. Oh, that's gold. Oh yeah, that's gold. Yes. Okay. Here we go. I'll let you see what's happening on this chart. Very busy chart. I apologize. It looks kind of similar to the last one, but I can zoom in better with more. It just loves to follow these. So these are called origin lines, and I have rules for origin lines, and there are about 4 or 5 of them. Only one rule has ever been broken, and that was during the fake price drop of Wyckoff. It was planned and coordinated, and it took planning and coordination of at least a couple groups with large amounts of money to make that happen. And it still barely broke one rule of 4, one rule ever. So I know the rules of these lines, and it's only 3 of them have never been broken. One rule has been broken once. So it's kind of like a bunch of support and resistance, but I'm not going to go through the full thing here. But I do have an 85K target because Bitcoin likes to drop at this pace. So if we take this over here, look, it's the same rate of fall. If we take it over here, nope, it's actually more aggressive than that. It's the same rate of fall over here in the bear market, and it's a less aggressive rate of fall than from the 69K top. So this is falling less quickly than the 69K top, equal as quickly as some of these recently, but more, yeah, actually more quickly than some. Yeah, there you go, this one. The drop from the June drop is the same pace as the June drop. And it's just going from one origin line to the other, which it has the habit of doing a lot. Top, bottom, top, bottom. It has this habit. A lot of failure patterns. So you get a failure or a failure rejection pattern. And that's one way to get rejected by a resistance. Failure rejection pattern here. So just look how this moves on this line, or on just in general with these lines. Kind of use these as your goggles. See how it behaves. And now let's go here. See how it likes to get really big drops after it gets rejected by that? Whew. And these lines have been here for years. Like I had this line here well before that ever happened. Resistance, boom. Can't hold this line, accelerate down. Can't hold this line, accelerate down. Like these lines get price a lot. All right? And it has rules. But there are no rules stating it has to go here, by the way. So there is not one that says it has to go there. But that's how I use this chart. Even though there are no rules applying right now, most of the rules are for bear market and ending a bear market. But doesn't that look natural? Now that we just saw the history of this, how this often moves, it would make perfect sense to go down roughly at the same rate as you usually go down and just hit the next one down, the next line, and then get about your business and keep going. 85K drop would only be a 22% correction. That's nothing. Bitcoin likes 30% corrections. So after the last move up from all-time highs at 20K, right here, you doubled in price, 40K, and look how big this correction was. So previous all-time highs, doubled in price, which is roughly what we've done. It's at 30. So 85K is a baby drop. Baby, and we're in the same type of market phase. We just passed our all-time highs. We close to doubled it, and we're pulling back. So how long did this pullback take? 20 days. It's not much time. That's 38. So if it drops for 20 days and hits that same line, it's only a 23% drop, hitting about 80 to 81K. So if it does get aggressive and hits that line and bounces, it's going to be closer to 80. But this line is supernatural. Not supernatural, but it's extremely natural to happen. Yeah, the opposite of supernatural. It's very natural. Now let's go to just a normal altcoin. If that were to happen, how low is your altcoin going to go? It's pretty easy to figure out. And so you can see that it's like not even halfway down there yet. All right? It's not even halfway there. So what does that mean for your altcoins? If your altcoins already dropped 55%, let's just take one Glimmer, which I 20 bagged between here and this triangle. I sold 20% of my holdings, and I'm buying back out of this line. So I just bought back. It's a pretty good trade, I'm not going to lie. But how far down is this already? I might have bought back. I actually have bought back 2/3 of this yet now. That's already 53%. So if Bitcoin hits that target, even a mid cap like this, you're probably going to be down 70%. The smaller the market capitalization, so if you go to coin market cap, pick any random coin, the market cap is the first thing. That's why it's called coin market cap. It's not called coin market price. The price of your altcoins don't matter. The dollar price. Only the market cap configures is the indicator of how much ROI a coin has, not the dollar value. I'm telling you, the dollar value is irrelevant unless you're putting limit buys or limit sells. The dollar value being small does not equate to ROI. Just look at XRP, for example, because it has so many coins circulating. Coins circulating and market cap are much better indicators. Yeah, like price of US dollars is not it's zero. It has zero connection to ROI. A low price does. Anyway, oh shit. Well, maybe I won't pick nulls, but 55%. No, I wasn't going to pick that one. Why do I even have this one up? I used to be in this coin. Oh, I had, yeah, because I was talking about it on my Discord stream. All right. So if it goes down anymore, or if Bitcoin keeps going down, this will probably be closer to 65% drop, hitting a look left target. This is in the event that your coin has done roughly a 2x recently. So that's a 2.7x. So any coin that went up just before this drop will likely go down 50 to 70%. Here's the train of thought that I kept forgetting. The market cap. The smaller the market cap of the coin, the deeper the pullback you will get in general. The larger the market cap, so Bitcoin's market cap is now over 2 trillion. I think it passed silver. It's the 7th largest asset in the world, right? Behind Nvidia, Apple, gold. Gold's number 1, and then Nvidia, then I think Apple is number 3. 7th largest, yes. Bitcoin's now the 7th largest asset, maybe the 6th. So the smaller the market cap, if it's under 50 million market cap, you're probably looking at from wherever your coin, doesn't matter what it looks like, wherever it made a recent high, it's going to be closer to 70% or just deeper in general on the deep end, maybe more than 70%. If your coin is a large cap like Solana, from its look left high, it's probably going to go down 30 to 50%, just depending on how far Bitcoin goes down. No, I would say 25 to 50. 25 to 50. The reason why I need a bigger range is the amount it drops from its high. Here, wait, I need to timestamp this. What are your altcoins going to do? Shoot. Okay, I'm trying to prepare you for what's about to happen if my targets are hit. Not guaranteeing my targets hit, but I need you to be able to figure this out. It's very simple. So in general, big cap coins will drop less, somewhere close to 30, 40%, just roughly. Small caps, somewhere close to 60 to 70%. But there are caveats to that. The structure, what your coin recently did before Bitcoin dropped. If your coin recently did, like Ancient 8, it was a small cap on Coinbase. I bought like literally on November 5th here, but I sold here on that horizontal. So I sold way too early, but still I got almost a 3x out of it very quickly. This went up a lot more than the other. So 600% is 7x. So it will, and it's kind of a smallish cap still. It's still around 100 million. So it's a smaller market cap, and it just flew up too hard. This, to a nice higher low, 45-degree angle, that's where this is going, and it's going to be more than 70%. It might only be 75, but it's going to be deep. Nope, it's right at 70-something. So beyond 70. So this will be closer to a 70% correction on this one. But the higher your coin went up before Bitcoin went down, the farther it will have to dive into a higher low. And remember how at the beginning of the stream I showed you how Bitcoin likes to fall at the same rate across years? It just always falls like that, at the same angle. Higher lows happen at the same. Those were all lower highs. higher lows on altcoins all happen at roughly this angle. Just freaking do this. And if you want to get really sexy with a coin with more price history, you could just, if it just the coin, let's say looks like this. If you have a coin like that, you can just say, hey, here's the rate, here, and tag it over there. Oh, look, it's the same angle. Like, it literally just happens like that all the time. And you could look at 10 different iterations looking left and just pick the average angle, and that's where your coin's going. If Bitcoin wants to dive, yours is going to meet a higher low in that area or lower every time, almost with no exceptions. There were some exceptions to this bear market, though, especially off the 15.5 low. Altcoins were a lot. Most of them came up just shy of that 45-degree angle. They made what I call slightly aggressive higher lows. So I will leave this here, and I already know that is likely where it's going to go. Just roughly 45-degree angle. That's actually deep. That's steep. Something like this. That line's going to be hit. Doesn't matter if it goes up one more time. It'll hit it here. Higher than if it fell here. It'll still hit that angle. So if you use this trick, then you're going to know, but it's if your coin went up 2x or more. I have some coins that I'm moderately interested or more that didn't go up. Next. Wait, where's the one that where's my worst performer? Dex. Yeah, I sold that out quickly. Okay. Yeah, so this one you can't really use that trick, right? But if you zoom out, it's actually there now. So this is going to go below it. So if it drops below its support, so now you have this will drop. Yep, this is going to. So now I look left, and where is the most obvious support area? That wick and this here, boom. If it can't hold this line, it will go here before it bounces. That's just how it moves. So if your coin did not make a run before Bitcoin dropped, and therefore you're already at that 45-degree angle, you just look down and left and look for really aggressive wicks up or aggressive wicks down that align with other normal things. Like if we see here, this support was right around that area. And so that's where it would go. A nice look left horizontal. So it is fairly simple, almost no matter what your altcoin looks like. Whether it's gone up a 2 to 3x, which isn't very much, which is what most of them have. You're looking at roughly a 45-degree angle, but also just a straight 70% down if you're under 100 million, potentially as deep as 70%. If you're a big cap like Solana, just draw down from the top straight 30%, and that's roughly your target. But for small caps that have behaved a little bit differently, didn't have a big pump, you're going to have to use this slightly different methodology. But really, these aren't the coins you want to buy in a dip anyway. They're not postured to V-shape with Bitcoin's bounce, so I won't be dealing with this at all. I might look back at a coin like this after I've taken profits and one has gone up and hit my sell targets. Then I might come back to look at this to see if it's ready to go. So anyway, so I just gave you some little tricks, to try to guess how yours is going to go. So again, I bought this one, almost all my altcoins on November 5th. And I let my community know that as well. That is right here. So it's the third higher low on the daily. I didn't sell at the exact top, but I sold some at the exact top, but only a little bit. So I had a bunch of limit sells up here. And a lot higher, but not all those filled. I canceled those and started market selling once it didn't hit. But I got half out of this for the drop down, and this has now dropped. Oh wait, how much did I get? November 5th, boom! I got another 2.6x out of this, roughly. Well, less than that because I only sold half. But now that half money that's freed up, I can now buy how much lower? 50%. This has already gone down 50%, and Bitcoin, if my target's hit, is less than halfway there. That doesn't mean you're going to go down 100%. 50 times 2 is 100. No, it's not going to zero. That's not how percentages work when you go down. Percentages going down is weird, by the way. It's strange. So this is one where I can just draw down 60% or so. This one's going to be closer to 70. But now I got to look, okay, what makes sense when I look left? If it's going to pass my higher low target, then I start looking left. Look, here's an aggressive one. Boom. Does it line up with anything else? Not so much really. But that is a very aggressive one. So that is the first place it will have permission to bounce. Now that it's not hitting my, this is a little bit different than what I drew earlier. This is kind of the bull market version of that. I like to use, some coins just like to make a parabolic slope instead of my straight up 45-degree angle. So anyway, this kind of exception to that rule. But anyway, so it needs to hit here before it even has the chance to bounce, now that it did not bounce here. So I already know that it needs to go here. If Bitcoin even pokes its head a little bit lower, it will hit 37 cents or lower. So I can already tell this one's going to be closer to the deep end. And I think the market cap on this is under 100. I think it's 60 million, and it does trade on Coinbase. So that's how I'm figuring out what is going to be the effect of my altcoins. I take a look at what makes sense on Bitcoin. Measure how far that is. Look at the structure of my altcoins now and just measure. And now I know where my altcoins are going. And I have already put all of my limit buys. So I got 80% into cash one day before this move. I'll show you. I'll show my Discord. Watch. Actually, in case you don't believe me that I bought higher low bottoms, the bottoms on all those. And I let my community know that it was going to go ballistic before it went ballistic up and out of the 250-day range. Yeah, here it is, November 5th. I went to 70% alts over the last 3 nights, November 5th. So technically I was buying on the 4th and the 5th. And then that's when Bitcoin was at 70K before the move up. Still November 5th. Where is it? Yeah, full throttle permission. I used the word ballistic. Where is it? November 7th. So right before this move out, BTC has permission to go ballistic to the upside. And I had never given an alert like that. So I've played this very, very well. I used the monthly 10 to guess when the altcoin season might officially start, especially mid caps and small caps, which had not quite moved yet. I got in right, and then I got into 80% cash right before, like literally 2 days before this drop. I entered about 9 days before the move up, and then I got 80% into cash and it might have just been a VIP alert for that one. Where is it? Well, I put 75, but so I'm 75% in cash with limit orders below current altcoin prices. I actually started moving those down, by the way. All right, so look at the date, 12/16. I think that's right. That's the right post. Go to the daily. That was the top. 1 day away from the top. So I got 80% into cash there. I literally sold it. So I bought the bottom right as the move started. So not really the bottom of Bitcoin, 69K. Bought it right as it was getting here at this first higher low. Let my community know that bit right here, the 7th or the 8th or 9th, I think it was the 7th, Bitcoin has permission to go ballistic. And I had never, just check this out, over these 250, and they can vouch for me, and I have members on here now, not once did I give an alert that I think Bitcoin's going to break the upper range. Not a single time. And I gave the first alert like 2 days it happened. So I'm playing the Bitcoin very well right now. And I'm not so much of a show off. I totally fumbled the 15.5 low, just for new people who think, oh, this guy's full of shit. He doesn't buy every low and sell it. You're right. I missed this low. I did not do well there. I regret not buying when Bitcoin hit my bottom guess of 16.4, which I guess when Bitcoin was still 50K. And my video is still out there on all the reasons why I thought 16,400 was going to be the low on Bitcoin, and $850 was going to be, or 880 was the low of the Ethereum, which actually was. I did call the Ethereum low, but called the Bitcoin low, but then I didn't act on it like an idiot. So anyway, so this is redemption. I'm doing very, very, very well right now, trying to guide my community in what I'm doing, and it's going exceptionally well. All right, now, here are the pressures. Did I get a super chat? I can interrupt myself, and I thought I saw something. All right, here we go. You didn't even ask a question, Pooh Bear. Oh, yeah, you did. TRIAS. Okay, let me see what else you got. Tim. Hey, what's up, Haitian Pooh Bear? Yeah, long time no see, my man. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to cover a coin that some of you don't care about, but I promise you, for newer folks, it's still worth watching, because what the coin I'm getting ready to show you is doing now, and the shape and the analysis that it's going to receive, your altcoins will end up in the same posturing with the same analysis at some point in this bull market. So what I will cover on coins that you don't give two shits about, you still I mean, it's going to come into play on your coins too. Just maybe not right now. Oh, TRIAS got delisted from where I had it, so it doesn't show the whole bull market, does it? Yeah, only KuCoin had the whole thing because this was listed first on KuCoin. What's the best chart now? Dang, all the previous price history's gone. Dang. All right. Well. Oh, it's coming down to test this line here. There. It's going to test this. So it's already almost there. It's going to play in this area for a bit. This will be support, so I'll make it dark green. And then you could honestly just do that 45-degree trick here. And you can, well, there aren't many higher lows because the price disappeared, so I can't compare it to all the other times it went up very well. So I can't use that trick here because the price history got ruined. But roughly a higher low target. So it wouldn't be surprising if it hit, right around where these crossed. That makes perfect sense. So this could be close to being done correcting. But let's say it gets there, then Bitcoin is still not done. Well, you're going to hit that bottom line. You're going to hit it where it found the true slope with all these tops. So what I did is I took the true slope and I pegged it to the top wicks for the top one. But this is the true slope of the move. That is the speed with which this is moving. It is its speed. Animals run at different speeds. That is the speed with which this animal runs down. And it's not going to stop behaving that way until it forms a strong uptrend. So if TRIAS hits $3 and Bitcoin's not done, this will need to go down to that bottom. It's going to at least wick there, and it's going to hit 230. Yeah. Maybe even in the high 220s. So you really want this line to hold, the top one. But it really just depends on Bitcoin. And that's it. I think that's, you probably don't even need that higher low target. I think this is going to be the boss line. And what could happen is it could end up taking out this low if Bitcoin goes down for longer than what I'm thinking. But the way it would behave, it would go here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It would take that out and it would keep bouncing on this. That is how this would work. And if this ever were to crash below the bottom line, then when Bitcoin, wherever Bitcoin bounces, this has an exceptionally high. So the farther below it goes, if that, I don't think that'll happen, but if that were to happen, once Bitcoin bounces, this will have a much greater chance of V-shaping up back to on top. I don't know how much that would be, but in this case, if it dropped here, V-shape, that's a 2x. So the farther below the bottom line it gets, the more confident of a buyer you become. Because it will just want to, it's a mean reversion play. It will want to revert back up to there quickly. But it'll wait till Bitcoin starts trying to bounce. And it would V-shape up into 2x. Even into a lower high. It'll aggressively go into a bearish lower high. That's it. That's really all you need right there. For now, until you have upside targets. So that's a pretty big super chat. So maybe I can go like this here. So you see how this support, resistance. So this is your true slope of upside moves once it starts to go. So it might be more appropriate to do this. And it should not go below that line. And yeah, it just really shouldn't. Yeah, I don't see it going below that line. So I don't see this going much below 210, even like really bad case. So from the top, that would be a 75% correction. And what was I saying earlier? A deep correction from the beginning of the stream for smaller cap coins, which is, will be closer to the 70 / slightly more aggressive than 70 if it had a recent pump, which this did. And so all of that analysis you just saw lined up with something I said 30 minutes ago. Like, it's not by accident. This is by design, and I have 7 years of practice doing this. I've seen a lot of price on a lot of time frames. Yeah, but this is your master slope. And anything parallel to this, if you can just line it up with obvious, like these. This is another one. Boom, boom. This line here will be in play once now that it's established. Look, support. So established here, so support, resistance, resistance. So now once this bounces, it's going to have a hard time getting above that line. That line will be in play big time. Sometimes, though, what happens is things like to go above what should be resistance and then use it as support. Can happen, but yeah, that's hyper bullish scenarios. So really what would make sense if this just double tapped its high somewhere over here, it would make sense to hit $18 in summer. That would make sense. If you go up at a nice even angle, I would say April to June is when you'll be at $18 again. And it helps you time the market with horizontals, because where a key horizontal runs into a key slope line, it just happens to, oftentimes that's where price hits it. You might say, yeah, but this one crosses here. Let's go. Yeah, I don't know about that. That could happen, especially if Bitcoin bounces here. It took out highs and higher low, and that could happen. If Bitcoin, that actually could happen. But that would require a strong Bitcoin bounce, and for me to be totally wrong, which could happen. Yeah, so this is how I would view this chart. Definitely need this one here. I would have my Control Z. I would have this guy here. And I would have this slope line here, but I would make that slope line by connecting these lows to that resistance point of July 25th of 2024. then I would drag that down. Oop, there. I would drag that without changing the slope down here, and that's how I would read this chart. Oop, said keep that one there, and I just deleted it. So there we go, and I get rid of these, and that's it. That's all you need for now. Yep, and we already measured, so it aligns with my thoughts. So a lot of times for analysis, I like to run my chart analysis, and then after I'm done, then make sure it aligns with my percentage analysis. I don't like to run my percentages first and say, ooh, yeah, this would make sense. No, I want it to make sense without knowing that, and then when I'm done, then measure. And if it coincides, then I know my analysis is holistic and I'm not missing stuff. All right. That's your $10 super chat. What's up, Oliver? Okay, hey, so we got Andrew with a super chat. Hey Tim, could you help me with FI bull market prediction? So, and again, for TRIAS, or I'm getting ready to cover FI, you might not care about these coins, but your coin will be in this scenario at some point, and you will need to know how price moves when it does this stuff. I already know how price moves in almost, I think I specialize in short to mid time frames. I'm not, I wish I were better on the super long-term analysis, but I make most of my money in midterm and short term anyway, so I'm glad that's where I specialize. But here we go. Can you help me with FI? Yeah. My best friend wants a haircut and he's got a date. So I'm going to let him know he can come over. Because I cut his hair. And I cut my boy's hair. And I cut my own hair. And I haven't done it for a while, which is why I'm wearing a hat. I'm actually contemplating, I think about shaving going bald. Because of my hairline. I think my hair fallout or whatever you call it, my balding is accelerating, so just I kind of want to be done with it. Anyway, FI, here we go. Bull targets. Trades on, wait, that's file. Shit. Okay, this is a micro cap that came out at the beginning of 2024. You cannot trade it. You can only swap it. So this is a market buy, market sell situation. So you won't benefit from, to my understanding, if Uniswap hasn't changed, you can't put in limit orders, which means you can't say, hey, I want this to sell when it goes up 2x, but if I'm sleeping, it happens, I still want it to sell. I don't think you can do that on Uniswap. So your ability to really take charge of your destiny with this coin is greatly limited because it's only a Uniswap coin. You can't. I don't think you can trade it. Swapping is not trading. Okay. Let's see here. Can I? Yes, trading view. Perfect. No. Okay. Well, so I can't really pull my deck screener hasn't been allowing me, no matter what country I'm in, per my VPN. Even though I am getting ready to head to Mexico for real, but on Monday. But oh, it finally worked. Maybe it won't let me do it when it knows I'm in America. Weird. Okay, hold on. I will be able to do this. Yes, I've been trying to use this thing for a month. That's what she said. All right. $0037. 0037. Cool. So versus Wrap Death, but it's per $1 pairing somehow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Dex Screener is a really good option for charting degenerate coins, which degenerate coins have been doing really well. So it's been profitable to be a degen, or a crypto degen. I don't know if that'll be true in the when the bull market really starts getting going for altcoins. I'm thinking that was a sideways market phenomenon where money within crypto itself, not new money, current money was simply cycling through what's new, and it's all degen shit with good tokenomics though. So they had the quote unquote guarantee no one could dump on them with these really good tokenomic meme coins and degen coins. But I don't know. I think that train's going to be done. Just like I called that NFTs weren't going to come back and be a big deal, and they haven't been. So I was right about that one so far. Yeah, I don't think degen coins and meme coins are going to do super well during the rest of the altcoin season. I'm almost certain that was simply recycled money in crypto that never left. But I don't think retail people are going to. I don't know. I just don't think it'll keep going on the retail train. All right, so there's not a lot of analysis you can do with this because it's so new, but what you can do is look at the market cap. On CoinMarketCap, then you can determine what are its competitors. Actually, no, CoinMarketCap now freaking tells you that, doesn't it? I used to have to research that shit. Yeah, oh shit, oh wow, it really, CoinMarketCap's so much better than it used to be in 2017. Wow. Okay, so Naka, N-A-K-A, and let's call Render. Similar coins. I don't know if they're trying to do the exact same thing. Is this gaming / earn, crypto, trade, earn, and man? No, totally different. So it's a DeFi. So it's not similar to Render. This is a DeFi coin. Okay. DeFi was one of the flavors of the month last bull run. I strongly doubt it will be this bull market, but I do anticipate DeFi to do pretty well. One of my fifth biggest play is a DeFi coin, smaller cap DeFi coin. But you can earn too. But I don't think it is gaming, so I don't think Nakamoto Games is a good. I'm trying to look at what might be a good comparison, but I honestly think those are bad. So look at this. This is actually really good. You can't see behind my fat head though. Sorry. Very important though. So take a look. The max supply that it'll ever have, is 4 billion. They have already printed 4 billion. And the team is not holding any of those because they're already circulating, which means the team isn't holding them. Printed but team holding. So that's the difference. Total supply is what has been printed from the max, but total supply and this number are often different. I'm not advertising this vape though, Pillow Talk. Maybe I should look for a sponsorship from Pillow Talk. No, I wouldn't want to promote bad health stuff, but anyway, the total supply would be different from the circulating supply if it has been printed, but the team is holding it and claims it's locked, which we already know for a fact that when things are locked, they're not really locked. They're in a wallet that they have the private keys to. So, anyway, so this is like good tokenomics. But here's the thing. Nope, it doesn't say so. Does it say self-reported? Here we go. So check this out. CoinMarketCap has not verified that these are the accurate numbers. My first play in crypto last bull market, the team lied about this only by a factor of 3. I thought I was buying a micro cap that was 5 million market cap. It was actually 15 million because they had printed more coins. One second. I gotta. Bueno. Oh. ¿En dónde estás? ¿A qué hora cierran? A las 8, ¿no? Ok, déjalo ahí, yo voy para pagarlo. Pregúntale a un trabajador que lo ponga ahí y yo voy. Yeah, déjalo ahí. Te marco después. All right. Sorry, my wife's having problems out on the road. I might actually have to go soon. Sorry. All right, so here's Fidium. So you don't know if these are real numbers, but if they are, it's very good. So it can't have inflation. It's already all printed. 14 million market cap. The way you can do a bull market guess for this is by a tokenomic analysis, which technically it looks pretty good. You're not going to battle inflation, which lowers the target, but you're going to say, hey, what is a reasonable market cap that this might hit? Let's say it gets to let's say it gets just to 400 million. Now you take just 400 million and then divide by the current market cap. Yeah. Okay, adios. Está bien. That's a 28x. So this is how you would do this. 14.38 million. Guess a reasonable market cap that's not too big. That would still be on page 8 or 9 of CoinMarketCap. Like, it would not be a well-known coin at that level. And that would be almost, let's just say call it a 30x. Because there's not much chart analysis you can do on this very young coin. So a 30x from here is 10 to 12 cents is my guess. If you think it can get to a 500,000 market cap, do the same thing. But that's really without much more of a chart. You can only have experience knowing that a lot of coins like to go to the same market cap. So they like to conglomerate, like a lot of really micro caps that started off at 2 million. They love to jump up to 100 million sometimes, just a straight 50x. They love to, like, market caps have sticky spots. Like, no matter where it started, whether it was 1.5 million, 2 million, 5 million, if it was a tiny market cap, they just like to hit 100 million. Other coins, they like to go to a they like to get up to 250 million market cap. That's another like band of concentration where just a lot of altcoins in a bull market find themselves. And 500,000 is another, or 500,000, 500 million, 500 million market cap is another market cap where a bunch of coins just like to get there. No matter where they started from, they just like to hover there. So 400,000 was kind of a weird guess. I should have guessed either a quarter billion or a 500 million, which would still make it like the 500, like the 500th, wouldn't even be in the top 500 cryptos at that point at the end of a bull market. So I think that has a potential 30x, 30 to 40x in it. All right, somewhere close to 10 to 15 cents. And that is a good strategy for hunting what altcoins you feel have the best ROI potential, but there's no freaking chart. The one element that I missed out on here for that, trying to do guess of the bull market for that coin without having any chart for it, one thing that could have made that analysis better is finding a competitor in that space. Let's say storage was the one of the original cloud storage flavors of the month, where everybody thought that was going to be the next hot thing. And a bunch of little guys came out with the same website as storage. Like, they just copied it, said they're doing the same thing. They don't even have a product. They just say, this is our white paper. This is our roadmap. And let's get on exchange and start rocking and rolling. Get people to buy our shit that we just printed out of thin air. Even though we have no revenue, no product. That's most of crypto, by the way, everybody. You are dealing literally with overvalued penny stocks. Cardano, not a profitable company. I think they do have some revenue now, but they're not profitable. After 8 years or 7 years. But and their revenue is very, very small. If you divided revenue by market cap on Cardano, anybody in traditional market would say, sell that. That is trash, because it is. But anyway, so yeah, revenue divided by market cap is a big deal in stocks, and it will be one day in crypto, but it's not yet. Because people still think if it's under $5, it's cheap. Because they don't know what market cap means. All right. Anyway, so that is kind of how you would apply that to other coins by market cap. Good for research, good for guessing how much ROI you have, or you have as a potential. Okay, one of my long-term members says, hey, he has a large bag of alts, mostly mid and large, wondering when the soonest we could see a 2x on alts on average. From their bounce point or from current. Because if they 2x from where they bounce, you still might be lower than where you are now. So I don't know which one you mean. Because if they go down another 40%, I mean, a 2x will barely get you back to where price is now, just above. So, but I think I understand your question. When will things bounce? And potentially a nice big bounce. Well, so if we go down with so this I think is not aggressive enough. So to make sure, I can go like this and line it up with previous drops. So see how this is much more aggressive than that? So if I connect that high to that high, is this the same angle? It is. So that is about as least of aggressive as I want it. So I want the top end there, and I want the bottom end to touch that aggressive drop like that. So the range with which Bitcoin drops is this, or the speed, the range of speed. Yeah, about 85K. So if it were to hit this bottom line at the roughly average speed, maybe a little sooner like this, that is February 1st. That's 80K. So I think it could be February before things have a chance to start bouncing and doubling. That's this chart. What does my other chart say? That's the end of January. So by the end of this month, by the end of next month is the earliest, I feel. If we do actually get a pullback here, it will be the end of January before things are ready for the most part. The one way we could get a nice drop, and that statement's wrong, is if we aggressively go down and touch this line, then we're going to V-shape up into a lower high, probably form a higher low, try to fill out this area here, and then go. And that would still be end of February. But you would get that double action faster. Altcoins would double during that aggressive move up into a lower high. So if we do a flash crash, and hit that line, I mean, that's still just at 80K, but gotta get down to get up. It will make the move ready to go up faster. So if you go down faster, you will be ready to go up faster too. So that's the one big hope. Like, that's the great thing about when Bitcoin corrects hard and fast in a flash crash. That means it's getting ready to go up faster too. Only in a bull market. If it's a bear market and shit starts, that means it's going to go down for longer. But like, for example, like this, when Bitcoin went from 20K, at the beginning of the stream, 20K to 40K, it had that 30% correction, 30% correction over 19 days. It's fairly fast. For 30% correction, that's pretty fast. And with no bouncing around here, like, this is near V-shape. Like that's a fast move down. And that's when Elon was first tweeting about Bitcoin and stuff. Right about here, and that's what made that last move up happen. So see how after that happened, it took 3 days for this to drop 25%. So now let's move this over here. Watch. 3 days. And that's why it was able to be done in 19. Because it got almost all of the move over on a percentage basis in 3 days. Gotta get down to get up. And look at that. Do you think it's a coincidence? It hits that line exactly. In this case, it might have been. But in this case, it probably was. I was being more facetious. From the last time, it was not an accident. But in 3 days. So if this could happen tomorrow and the next, like it could hit in 2 more days from now. And if that happens, then you need to realize we are probably going to do a V shape. And so we're altcoins. And therefore, if this drops down and hits my target, which is the line, not one area, I don't care where it hits. I just care that it hits this line. Going below, it's a bonus. But I like lower altcoin prices because I'm in mostly cash. But anyway, is that true still? No, I think I might only be 50 to. I think I'm actually closer to 50 to 40% in cash because I've been buying on that last dip. But if we see a flash crash, please realize that the time frame for what I said gets way shortened. Way shortened. Okay. DBC, never heard of it. Yeah, I know, I didn't mute. Whatever. Now you know I'm not a poser with a Spanish username, you know? I actually speak Spanish, so. Yeah, my wife and her mom are out. My mother-in-law lives with me. I built her a room in my basement. So they're out and they're having some, whatever, little problems, but miniature problems. I guess I don't have to go for it anymore. Oh, yeah, I didn't answer the other part of your question, though. Elf and HASI, it's half of your portfolio, my man. All right, so Cardingham also, he's looking to sell another in winter and spring, possibly another early. So Cardingham's one of my members who's really hell-bent on not a 4-year cycle, rather it ending sooner. And what I can say to anybody with that idea, you know, that's thing floating around. There is a lot of evidence that it will happen. But if we get a healthy pullback here, that reduces the chances of it ending in March or April or May. Every healthy pullback that we get of 18+% simply increases the chance of a 4-year cycle. Have I considered private super chats? No, but when altcoin season is really going on, I had people lined up 10 deep trying to pay me thousands of dollars a month for like an hour and a half a week. It was crazy. So I probably will do something like that starting in, you know, once I feel that altcoin season has started based off Bitcoin dominance, which I don't think altcoin season has technically started yet. And I don't think retail is actually fully here. I think barely a minimal first wave has come. So altcoin season still hasn't come yet. But I might do something like that. I called that my house tier. But it's just all based off supply and demand. I mean, maybe I won't be, maybe the YouTube algorithm won't like me as much this time because I'm not new anymore. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. But yeah, during the height of the bull market, when people's portfolios swell into multi 6 or 7 figures, that's when that kind of stuff makes sense. Then I'm willing to sacrifice, or take my time to do that as well. Because every time I spend with somebody else, this time I can't manage my portfolio when things are really, really moving up and down. Okay, so Willie Jones. Is your name green because you're a member? Yeah, you're a member. Okay, so I'll answer yours, bud. Willie Jones. And you said it's half. Okay. Somebody's asking me about leverage trades, closing a short. Good job on that short, though, from 105. That's a really good trade. Oh, no, he said 10% of his portfolio. I could have sworn I saw half. I like them for what they do, but I'm curious of how they might perform long term. Okay. Okay, I'm going to coin market cap, see what the market cap is. Is this ELF the right one? So this is already at 1/3 of $1 billion market cap. Its supply is already right at $1 billion. Its max supply is $1 billion. So the team is holding, I don't know, right at 1/4 of the coins. Okay, so you could be dumped on possibly, but it's not like it's 80-90% of them. So this is actually pretty good tokenomics for crypto. It's actually better than standard. So the tokenomics of this I like. As long as, and this has been, those have been verified, I guess, on the blockchain by CoinMarketCap. It trades primarily on Binance and Upbit. I'm not familiar with Upbit. Versus KRW. What the hell is KRW? This can't be real. This cannot be real. There's no way it trades 2 million a day off of a pairing KR. What is KRW? I don't know. That's Upbit, whatever that is. KuCoin, which is no longer American friendly. BitGet, not American friendly, although it is my favorite exchange. It's on crypto.com. That's good. Yeah, so this trades in one nice American friendly place, Chinese friendly, other, yeah, so this could also this is actually a good candidate to get a Coinbase listing pump. There's a lot of, yeah, this is on, you can trade this in a lot of places. Dang. So this team is very active, and I can tell just by how much work they've done to get on all these listings. That stuff doesn't just happen. You don't just make a coin and you're like, exchanges don't come begging you to list your coin. In fact, I think Binance in 2021, the pay for play on Binance, it was $1 million to get listed. That's why you have to have ICOs, because if you want to get on big exchange, you got to pay them to carry your token for trading. That's where a lot of the ICO money comes from, is to get listings. So they spent money on getting listed. So they are here to get work done. I like what I see there. This came out. When did it come out? It came out in 2018. So this has already seen a bull market, which in my opinion is not good, because 100% of all of the top 10 performing coins in every bull market besides 2013, because there were no altcoins then, really. So every altcoin run that's ever been, so 2016/2017, and then 2021, those are the only two for altcoins. So both of those, out of the top 10 performers, all 10 were coins that were born in that bear market. None of the 10 had seen the previous bull market. None. They were always born in a bear market. Because this was born 2 bear markets, not this bear market, but last bear market, that means it already saw a bull run in 2021, which is here. It did horribly. This only did a 23x total, 24x total from wick low to wick high. So this is simply not going to perform that well. It already did it. And in its very first bull run, it performed horribly. I don't think this is going to be a top gainer at all. I don't think the ROI on this potential is, I would be very surprised if from current price that this does anything more than an 18 to 20x at most. So let's just do 21x. So 2,000% is 20x, because 100% is 2x. So it's a difference of 1. There you go. I don't think it'll go past that line. It shouldn't go over $9. It's a sloppy chart too. I wouldn't even want to try to trade this. Like, look, this is not tradable. Look at that. That's 166 days of completely untradeable price action. It made a cup and handle, though, this formation. You could have traded it here, or even, yeah, right there. So that was tradable. It made a higher high off of a lower low, so it dipped and ripped, which is not tradable either. I mean, technically it's tradable once it passes here, but so from that point it's tradable. It's sloppy chart. I don't like it. I don't think it's good to accumulate with other people's money by swing trading it, because it's a sloppy chart, and I don't think it has a lot of upside potential, because literally the best performers will be just like Phantom. It was the best performer if you don't count Hex. Last bull market, I think it did over 1,100x, and it was born in the bear market. It did a 90% drop, then an 85% drop, got hammered in the bull market, or the bear market. That is why it went up so much, because it was born in a bear market, and it got hammered when no one cared about crypto. They're just trying to sell it from all the rewards they got, hold this, stake this, whatever, selling, airdrops, everybody just selling. And that's how it went up so high. Being born in a bear market, never having had a bull market before, those will be the coins that have the best ROI. I say that with exceptional confidence. I can't guarantee it, but there you go. So I don't like ELF at all, man. I think it's not a good pick. And those are all the reasons why. But I went a little longer because I know there are other newer people on here who might not know these things, so I thought I would go a little overboard with making the points clear. I haven't even showed you the pressures down on Bitcoin, though. I might do that here in a second. It's market, so this is dead. Yeah, dude, no. Its market cap is in the thousands. Here, wait. Its market cap is in the thousands, man. This is done. This is over. You can't even buy it, man. Like if you bought $200 of this stuff, you would make the price go up 2x. Meaning there's no liquidity. Like, yeah, this is does. I don't like either of your picks. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're both. Elf is definitely way better than this one. Did I do this right? Yeah, HASI. Is there another? Maybe I chose the wrong one. Unless this just got listed. Hold on. There could be an exception to this. Oh, it just came out? Oh, it did. And it's that small of a market cap? Well, you're just gambling that you're going to get an ROI on the market. So it did just come out today. Oh, wow. So I would say be careful wherever you're doing this with liquidity. If you were to try to throw $1,000 at this, you would become one of those, like, you would see price go up double and then drop right back down to where it was. And you have almost half the amount of coins you thought you were going to buy because you were not able to buy where price was because you yourself made price go up. Yeah. So this is something that you can only put a little bit of money simply because of the liquidity. This cannot have good liquidity at this point. It just started and the market cap is 5,000, which is the smallest market cap I've ever seen. Is this right? Yeah, it just came out. Yeah, so this is more of a gamble than anything. Which honestly, it's a really tiny market cap. So if it got up to a tiny market cap of 10 million, that's a lot of ROI, I'm not going to lie. So, but at the same rate, you simply cannot inject much money, but you don't need a lot of money in it. I mean, this is what I would call a moonshot. This is where you figuratively throw $100. And what I mean literally is whatever amount of money to you, where if you drop that on the sidewalk and never saw it again, you'd be like, damn it, and probably cuss a little bit, but you're not going to be hurt because of it, but you would be a little upset. So that emotional balance, like, yeah, whatever. You'd be over it in a minute, you know? So if $100 bill will like make or break your ability to pay for stuff, then that's not what I mean. It's a figurative $100. But whatever that amount is to you, emotionally, mentally, unless you're just some psycho, I can't pay my rent now, I don't care. If you're one of those, then I can't help you. Don't listen. But whatever's a tiny amount to you where you don't mind losing, that is the maximum amount. Maybe double that amount, perhaps even double, like an amount that you don't care about. But a very, very small amount, moonshot, risky type of stuff. I don't think this second coin should be involved with being, a 5% somebody of portfolios, 5% of somebody's portfolio. Don't forget your OGs. Oh, your OGs. Yeah, your OGs. Sorry, that's a small G. Yeah, I answered your question. So you got Willie Jones. I was kind of hard on Willie, but he's a returning member and he's used to me. I'm not telling him what he wants to hear. I'm telling him what he needs to hear at some point, and that was one he needs to hear. I didn't like either of his coins. You want a coin that I liked from my Discord that I thought was good and how to compare that? Let's do that. So what type of, it was Joystream. All right. So I own none of this, but let's see. So I just smacked down 2 of your coins. I was thinking, dude, I think you can do way better than that, right? So here's one that is another small cap for you that I think will have way better chances of producing decent ROI or better. Okay, so if you go to CoinMarketCap and click all, you will be able to tell, has this had a bull market before? Because then you look here after hitting all and look at the year 2023. This has not had a bull market. The last bull market was 2021. So we know that all of the best performers of the last 2 bull runs were born in a bear market. Therefore, the best performers this time will never have seen a bull market yet. It will be their first bull market. So once it's all over and everybody knows, shit, we're in a bear market, it's over, way after actually the top. But once we all realize, then let's say it's 2026 in June, where we all accept, yeah, okay, the top's in. Then we look back at all the best performers. 10 out of the top 10 best performers will have been born in this bear market. I'm telling you. All right, so this satisfies that. That's the main reason I didn't like ELF, your first one. I didn't like the second one for other liquidity reasons. It's just horrible. So that's fine. Still small market cap, so you have ROI, opportunities. The total supplies, so almost 100% of all coins are circulating already. So, but you don't have a max supply. So if this were to be over 5% of somebody's portfolio, you'd really want to look at the white paper, the tokenomics, to try to make sure, hey, is this team able to? Not guessing will they? Doesn't matter. Are they even able to print more coins and sell on me, just like Ripple Labs does with XRP? Which is why XRP is still below its 2017 high because of inflation. And its market cap is monster. It's $140 billion. And people think it can hit $100. I just don't know what they're thinking. It would be the biggest asset in the world by a long shot if it ever hit triple digits. I really think XRP people are mathematically challenged. They don't understand math. If they knew what market cap meant, and that is the basis of ROI, not the price, not the dollar price. The dollar price doesn't matter. That does not configure ROI. Something could be worth $300 now and have the best ROI in crypto if it only had 100,000 tokens max supply, for example. That's way less than Bitcoin because the price could go up way more. Anyway, so Joystream, really nice small. This is a micro cap still. Born in a bear market. Where does it trade? The third thing I look for is where does it trade? Okay, it's not on any great exchanges for Americans. I'm a big fan of BitGet. If you're not American, that is it is the best exchange I've ever used by a mile. It's not even close. You can just drag and drop your limit buys and sells without even canceling them. You just move them. It's so amazing. It is literally gives you the tools to actually succeed. Most exchanges are there to take your money. Okay. Anyway, like KuCoin. I still can't believe KuCoin stole from me. Fucking bastards. And they left my market stop in place. Just to say, screw you, we don't have customer support. Oh man. Never forget that. And that happened after 2 of my members told me KuCoin didn't honor my market stop. Not a limit stop, a market stop where it has to sell no matter what. Nope. Yeah, and then I was the third person in the community to whom it happened. All right. So this trades in decent areas, but for an American, it's going to be very hard. Gate, I think, would be your best shot, but look at the liquidity. If you hit this with much more than 4 digits at a time, you can't hit market buy or market sell with very much money right now. All right. So that's the biggest challenge to this. So this is only meant for somebody with total money into crypto, like less than 50K. If you're if you are going to have more than 50K at the beginning, or now in crypto, this is not something you even want to consider. There's not enough liquidity. That is why BitBoy, when he was still like the second biggest YouTuber of crypto, he only talked about the things on page 1 of CoinMarketCap. Maybe even the top 50. Why? Because he was playing with so much money, he had to. There wasn't liquidity for him. He couldn't hit buy and sell where he wanted, when he wanted. Because if he tried, it would either tank it or take it up with a buy or a sell. Take it down or up with a sell or a buy, respectively. Yes. All right. So this is not something for somebody with a deep 5 figures or 6 figures total portfolio. Unless you want this to be like 1% of your portfolio. Okay. It could be your moonshot, whatever. So that's all my thoughts here. Gate is the best place for Americans. No liquidity. Watch out. I mean, you'd probably have to hit it. Like, if you wanted a market buy, you'd probably have to hit market buy with $100, wait 30 seconds, $100, wait 30 seconds. Like, there's just not enough liquidity. That's my biggest complaint, is the exchange/liquidity. Does it have a functional website? Yes, it does. Video platform. Looks okay. I mean, hell, like, websites don't matter much because we have freaking meme coins with like what is that? Like, what is that? HANGOUT coin? What? I mean, but so this is trying to. It kind of looks like it's kind of like a theta token. So it looks like it's trying to compete in the theta space. Yeah. All right. So I don't think this could be part of the flavor of the month, like where YouTubers all talk about DeFi coins or Web3. Web3 and it was oracles, Web3, then DeFi, and then Metaverse, and meme coins was the tail end. But meme coins is more bear market. So those were the flavors of the month. Like, any coin in those spaces last bull market just flew up 20x for no reason, just because the leader of those went up, then all of them go up. Anything competing with it just went up. Kind of like XLM, Stellar. Was there any news about Stellar? No. Why did it go up? Just because its main competitor went up. So if you can guess a coin that's going to be a flavor of the month, meaning all YouTubers are talking about that space, then your coin's going to do well no matter what. Like, literally. So I don't think this is going to be necessarily a flavor of the month. That's so I can nitpick that a little bit. Those are two things that aren't perfect about this. It did come out in a bear market, which is my favorite part. It is a small cap, second favorite part. Tokenomics, tied for second favorite part, got good tokenomics. Those are covered bases. So far, I'd give this like a B+, maybe an A-. Now we go to the chart. And this is simply a comparison of why I think some coins are a bad pick and some coins are a good pick. And I think this one's for somebody with a smaller crypto portfolio under 50K, why this could be a good pick. Not to put the whole thing in there, but like to be 1/10 or something, or to be 1/12, to be under 10% of one's portfolio. It's because it was born in a bear market, got pounded, and went down a smooth 93% in the first year. But you have your master slope line. And so you know that even if Bitcoin takes this down and it does a lower low, lower high, it's going to keep bouncing on this. That's how it will go down. And if it happens to stretch past there, it will have the greater likelihood to V-shape back on top once Bitcoin bounces. And so if the crash gets worse than or if this move down gets worse than what I'm thinking, that actually creates opportunity for confidence instead of fear, because you have this master slope line and you can be pretty not like taking out second mortgage confident. I'm not saying that. Crypto confident, which is still very risky. But the deeper below that line it goes, the more confident of a buyer you come. I like that. And plus you have look left support right here. I mean, so this chart's very easy. Very easy. And once you go above a slope line, actually the next acceleration point should be here. So that's the next place. Just connect that same slope to the highest wick. So it will not accelerate until it goes above that line. So it's just so easy to read. Like, I can't tell you to which level it will go, but I can tell you how this will move. I can tell you that it'll come up and not speed up until it goes past that line. It won't. And so if you want to be safer and not buy oh, that's scary. It is. You could just wait until it's about right here. And what is that? It's the same price it is. Let's zoom in. That's the same price it is now. Missing out on nothing by waiting. And so you could just wait to get it until you're at the acceleration point, getting ready to go above. Then you ask the question, what is Bitcoin doing? Will Bitcoin help this go up? If the answer is yes, then you are very confident. I like it. I think it's just an easy entry. Whether you want to be aggressive or conservative, both are easy. This is so easy to enter. That's what she said too. I think it's yeah. And it's already proven that it can take out some highs. So it took out that high, and that's not really a good high, but it took out 1.5 highs. So it took out that part of the chart, and so the next time it should be able to slice through it a little bit more. So what could happen here is it hits its head on this it could hit its head on that horizontal, accelerate, and then form a higher low and then do it. It could do that too. It could accelerate from the line I said and then get rejected on this horizontal, come down and do another higher low and then accelerate on the second try. Sometimes you do accelerate into an obstacle, but that's not a very big obstacle. I think it should accelerate above there. And I bet it would actually hit something like that. So let's say it comes down, and it should go boom. Yeah, like that. So from that line, if it were to do that, that's a 3x almost exactly. I think it's easy to play. It's got a lot of ROI potential. My biggest complaint could end up being one of the better things about it, because if this happens to do well, happens to get a Coinbase listing, that could be a late bull run pump. So even though I would prefer it to already be on Coinbase so that the American retail market can help push this up, but there is still one place that's easy for Americans to get it, Gate, but not as easy as CoinMarketCap. So if you could find a coin like this that's structured kind of similarly, if not a little bit better, and is a small cap under 30 million on Coinbase, it's going to be a better pick than this. And it's possible that a large section of what I have over here is that exactly, small caps on Coinbase, which I've given that list to my community that I've lightly vetted to make sure they're just not completely trash tokens. I vetted I've spent hours vetting every single small cap on Coinbase for its tokenomics and its website and what it's trying to do. All right, cool. Cardingham, I'm so happy I sold all 4 of my bags and paid off my credit cards. Yeah, it feels good to bring crypto money into the real world. All right, when you have a chance, please do Kaspa. Yeah, Kaspa under 10 cents is going to be a really nice steal. So similar to the line I was just talking about on this other coin, the farther you go below that line, the more likely you are to V-shaped correction after Bitcoin begins its bounce. If Bitcoin finds a low, even if that's a low into a lower high, doesn't matter. Just any type of bounce, not to higher highs, just a bounce in general. Kaspa will have a very high likelihood of V-shaped correcting once Bitcoin bounces, if it goes below 10 cents. That is my favorite thing about Kaspa right now, and the prospects of Bitcoin dragging it below 10 cents. I already know how. So this is in what I call a yellow triangle, as you can see here, but this actually means something more than that on my channel. Is if you have a very established channel, which this goes back to 2022, and you go out of it for the first time, or even the second time, but not the third. I call that a yellow triangle. And it doesn't matter what coin it is. It doesn't matter if it's price of oil. It all behaves the same. Once you fall out of a well-established channel, and you haven't fallen out of it a lot, because if you fall out of a lot, that means your channel's wrong. But if it's the first time, it behaves the same way every time. Like literally every asset. It falls out, it goes to the most obvious look left horizontal. As long as that horizontal is, a relatively normal distance below price. If the best horizontal right here, well, it's not going to stop there, right? So I had this line here, I'm telling you, and I can have do I have one of my YouTube members who's always asked me about Kaspa? So if you're on here, vouch for me here, please, in the comments, live comments. I had this yellow triangle here for back in September. as Caspa approached that line, I already anticipated the possibility of it coming down to 10 cents and hitting it. And where did it hit exactly? Like it just, crypto moves the same all the time. All the time. Kind of like all cryptos, are mammals. Almost all mammals have 4 legs. Pretty much only humans, birds, and kangaroos walk on 2 legs. That's a weird thought. Very, very few creatures out there that are bipedal. I don't even know if kangaroos are considered bipedal, but they're bi-jumping. Anyway, and so mammals, horses run a little bit different than cheetahs, but they're all furry-ass things with 4 legs, and they move kind of similarly. Altcoins are the same way. I mean, if you have a thirsty animal and a bucket of water over there, where will every single thirsty animal go? To the water. Just like crypto. If you fall out of a channel, it's a thirsty animal. It will go touch that. And that's how I knew that would happen. I had this, I swear, I had that there before it fell out. And again, if I have somebody on here who's seen me, with this yellow triangle for weeks now, definitely vouch for new viewers. Anyway, so I actually think it came up a little shy of my line. Nope, it hit it. Yeah, it came up shy at first, but then it hit it. Look at that. I thought it came up. Nope, it hit. I forgot about that. So if it goes below here, it will only be because Bitcoin's pulling it down. All right? That is how, and the reason why I say that is because all mammals move about the same. All crypto moves about the same. But when you go into a yellow triangle, it's almost 100% of time, unless you are beginning a bear market, which I don't think we are. So there's an exception. If the bear market just started, then what I'm about to say isn't true. But you just always touch that line before you go down lower. You go up to test it as resistance. It's literally almost 100% of the time. So here's the cool thing about Caspa that I freaking love, and I think I'm going to swing trade this on low leverage. I've tried a couple plays on Caspa. I've tried 4 plays. I've stopped out 3 times, and I won 1 play. It's harder. This is a little harder to trade on a higher leverage. I tried a 10x here, looking for a bounce off the channel. Got stopped out rather quickly. I tried a play here. Didn't work. Then I tried it here. It did work. And then I tried one more. Yeah, I'm 1 for 4 on Caspa. But that was all higher leverage. Yeah, wasn't a very good time to try to do it because it's going sideways-ish. So anyway, the great thing about Caspa, and again, if you're new to crypto, don't even try leverage. You will lose all your money. Not on your first or second trade, but it will go to 0. All right. But the reason why I'm excited about Caspa is a mixture of the 2 things I said about it. The farther below this line it goes, the better of a chance of a V-shaped correction up, not all the way up, but a V-shape in general. So if it goes way below, it's going to V-shape and land on that and then go. It will be a fast move up. It will more or less immediately outperform Bitcoin because this triangle will suck it back in. It's like a black hole is here and you try to escape the black hole. And it goes, nope. That's what's going to happen if Bitcoin can pull it below 10 cents. Mixed with, it needs to hit here. So I want Bitcoin to pull it below so I can have some limit buys down here and then I will probably sell twice. I'll probably sell 75% once it hits this trend line like that because it's going to do a higher low. Then I'll try to re-enter and then take profit when it hits that line. There's a play for you. There's potential VIP conceptual content. That was conceptual. But if you try doing that kind of shit on 20x leverage, you're probably going to get liquidated and you lose all your money. So I said I was thinking like 2 to 3x because I don't need much more. If it goes below and I get average entry at 9 cents and I sell at that line, that's raw with no leverage, almost a 3x. So on 3x leverage, that's almost a 10x. I don't need to play. I don't need any more than that. Why? Because I can just go look for something else that's postured to do something similar and go put my money in there. I don't need to keep it in the same coin and wait for it to go up and up and up. I'll take a play, sell my play, and then go look for the next best play. All right. The easiest way to 100x for everybody. Here, watch. I'm going to make a video only on this at one point in the future once I feel retail market is actually here. Because I'm really going to try to help new people not get completely destroyed and watch their money go up then all the way down because they can't sell. But just like I attempted last time, 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 really hurt my efforts in that though. And yeah, I fumbled 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 a little bit. The easiest way to 100x is not to find a coin and accumulate in a bear market and hope for 100x. So let's say all this is 3 years of price history, and you accumulate from here to here, and hopefully 100x's. That is not the easiest way to 100x in crypto. I'm gonna do research and I'm gonna be the best guesser of what's 100xing. No, that is not the easiest way to 100x. You want me to show you the easiest way to 100x in crypto? Hit a 5x and sell. Go find another good setup for a 5x and sell. Go find another good setup and sell. 3 different plays, 100x. 3 mid-sized plays, because all the coins don't necessarily go up together. You'll have some coins that start flying and others that are still going like this, kind of like basing up. And then sometimes you literally can sell one, go find the next best posturing of the next best coin, or just guess 3 good posturings. I'm going to have to go soon. I'm going to cut my best friend's hair. He's pulling up. And so the best way to 100x is 5 times 5 times 4. That is by far, turn that down. That is the easiest way to 100x. And a lot of times coins, one goes up, you can take profit and go hunt for the next one. And if it's in good posturing, you can get another 5x like in literally a few days later, sometimes. Or you could take profit, go dump it in another coin without looking at what Bitcoin's doing. And that's exactly when Bitcoins get ready to tank, and then you lose some of those profits. Because you feed it into another that you think is getting ready to go up, but you didn't check Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin going to support my idea here? I did that a couple times last bull market. But you only have to make 3 easy plays. 100x is the hardest way to 100x. I'm telling you. Just 3 plays. 3. The way I do it, though, is I like to have about 12 to 16 coins. If one pops up, I usually sell around 4 to 6x, and I sell 80% of it, keep 20% in just in case it keeps going. And then I use that 80% and I guess the next 3 best coins, and I split that profit into 3, and then maybe only 2 go up of those 3 that I split it into. And so I do practice what I preach here, but I do it slightly differently. But it's the same concept. So that might be the 3rd most important thing you'll hear from any crypto YouTuber if you're new to crypto. The first 2 were at the beginning of the stream. If you're just jumping on, I have a timestamp starting at 2 minutes. I tell you literally the 2 most important things you'll ever hear if you're new to crypto at the beginning of the stream. Just go back and listen to it now. It only takes like 3 minutes. So that's starting at minute 2. All right. That's 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸. That's how you 100x. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. All right. Yep. So my best friend, who was an Army Ranger, he's part of the 82nd Airborne Unit. It's been deployed about 8 to 10 times. 2 Purple Hearts. I'm going to go cut his hair. He's covered in tattoos. Talks like a Indiana hick. I think you can hear me. And so I'm going to get off of here. Definitely feel free to use the timestamps that I'm getting ready to post here to go back on this. Aren't going to be a whole bunch because I talked a lot during each one. But use timestamps if you wish. And we'll see you after Christmas. Take it easy.